So my recommendation, which is what the original question was, is take your lunch break outside. It's something as simple as getting outside, even if it's at lunchtime. Yes, the ultraviolet is probably the highest at that point. But if that's the only time that you're going to get sunlight, take it. Now, for some, we can say this, I can say this, I live in Southern California. I'm blessed by 300 and some odd days of sunlight every year. What do you do when you're in Boston? What do you do if you're in New York? What do you do if you're in England, in Sweden, and these places where there isn't a lot of light? Well, there's a study that was done looking at infrared lamps, right? So you've got to be careful there, because if the infrared lamps are too high in amplitude, this result from infrared light in the body is something known as a biphasic response. And that's really important to understand. Don't come into this if you're going to get a red light therapy and think that more is better, because more may not be better. You actually could do detriment if you have the red light at too high of a level. So I would match it to what we're getting from the sun. As you said, the sunlight is your best infrared or red lamp. So there was a study that was done looking at well-being, and they did a red light lamp, infrared light. So it was coupled with 850, I think, was the nanometer. So that is definitely in the infrared spectrum.
Yeah, you can't see that.
Cannot see it. And they had it set up at a desk that some guy was sitting in front of for 4 hours a day for 8 weeks. And they did this study, and they did it in the summertime, and they did it in the wintertime. And this is really telling. There was no effect on the subject when they looked at those that had it in the summertime. I would say probably because they were getting plenty of infrared light elsewhere. They only showed a statistically significant effect in the wintertime. And so if you look at influenza, I would even go beyond that. Look at a chart of the United States throughout the entire year and look at all of the natural causes of death, not just influenza and pneumonia. Look at cardiac disease. Look at kidney disease, Alzheimer's disease. All of those deaths go up all at the same time, and they all go up about 1 to 3 weeks after the shortest day of the year. And they all come down, and they all are at the nadir about 1 to 3 weeks after the longest day of the year. When you see that, and you just start to just digest what you're seeing there, and then you start to understand that infrared light from the sun, which we have filtered out with LEDs and all this, we can get to that. All of that's gone, that we're spending 93% of our time indoors.